Crying to me, and I'm not having it.
So we're here. And those of you who know why we're here will know why we're here. So we all know what happened last night. Yeah? We all know what happened last night.
Crying to me, and I'm not having it.
But the question is where do we go from here? Yeah? I didn't really know what to name this live. So that's what I thought I'd just name it that. Yeah? As I said before yesterday's final, the end is near for this guy. I feel like I'm almost certain that the end is near for this guy. Like, there's no escaping this. Now it's a case of, if that lot now go ahead and win the Super Cup, 2 European trophies in a space of months. Imagine, nowhere to go. But you know what? We're going to talk about this. We're going to talk about this. I'm sick of them sweatsuits and them corny hats. Let's talk about it. So, you know, I put on Instagram story today, and I don't know if anybody noticed the pattern actually. But the pattern is as follows. Yeah, let me just check if anybody noticed the pattern, because I did put a poll. Uh, 100% said yes, I see the pattern. 6 votes on my story. So everyone saw the pattern, and the pattern is as follows. In 2019, Chelsea won the Europa League. We all know what happened, you know, Baku. 2021, Chelsea won the Champions League. 2023, West Ham won the Europa Conference League. 2025, Spurs have won the Europa League. And what's the pattern, you may ask? What's the pattern, YG? Well, it seems since 2019, every 2 years, a London club wins a European trophy. Yeah? So 2027, who's going to be the next London club to win a European trophy? Because as the pattern follows, it's not us. You know what I mean? We are the Spurs of Europe. You know what I mean? What Spurs are domestically, that's us in Europe. You know what I mean? Spurs have 2 league titles, we have 2 European trophies. And the European trophies that we've won, the competitions don't exist anymore. Although the last European trophy we won gets heavily disrespected. You know, the Cup Winners' Cup, you win that, you go into a UEFA Super Cup, which unfortunately we didn't win in 1994. So we don't have that to our name. But the Cup Winners' Cup, you know, that was something. That was still something. And since then, no success in Europe. UEFA Cup runners-up in 2000, Champions League runners-up in 2006, Europa League runners-up in 2019. And all that time, Spurs won Europa League last night for the first time since 1984. That's their 3rd Europa League title. We ought to be ashamed of ourselves. Honestly, we ought to be ashamed of ourselves. As it stands, yeah, any team that gets in Europe is more likely to win it than us. If West Ham can do it, if Spurs can do it, why can't Crystal Palace? Let Brentford be decent and they get Europe, who's to say they might not touch a Europa Conference or Europa League? You never know. Why not? Why not? I said last night, when are we going to have our time? When is it going to be us? When is it like it's Arsenal this time? When are we going to get that? It's disgusting. But the end is near for this manager. He's not going to be able to hold this out. He's not going to be able to now. Him playing the people upstairs. See that? Playing the whole people upstairs. So should he fail next season, the toxic positives will have that to cling to. Well, it's not Arteta's fault, mate. It's people upstairs, kid. Ha! That's what it'll be. Watch. It's the people upstairs. The people upstairs FC. That's what it will be. That's the next one now. 2023. What was it? You being negative. City are too good. Pep needs to leave. 2024. You're still being too negative. City are just too good. It's going to take... You're going to have to go invincible to beat them. 2025, we had injuries. 2026, it was the people upstairs. Watch. Well, see? It wasn't Arteta's signings, mate. It was people upstairs, kid. Ha! Watch. Just watch. That's what it'll be next. That's the next title now. It's the people upstairs. You know, if we actually succeed, like win a trophy or few next season, and it turns out that, yeah, the people upstairs actually got these signings in, for example, and we actually do something, wouldn't some of you at least look at Super Tex and be like, well, imagine if you were in control like that. All you had to do was just manage the players, but these man got them in. Super Tex said he had control of who comes in. He wanted Sterling. He wanted Havertz. He wanted Moreno, Calafiori in them. I mean, the best signing out of the bunch while trying to win the league was Rice. But he avoided signing strikers, out and out strikers, because that's not what he wants. Don't suit the system that he wants to play. He wants to mold players into him. That's why he's shit scared to use the youth, the strikers that we have in the youth. He's shit scared to use them because he's scared that if they become good, right, that it's not his work. He didn't have to mold them to do anything, and it spoils it for his ego. That's why he was so reluctant to use them. Quick to use Nwaneri, Skele in them. We had a injury crisis up front. He put Moreno there. He didn't even try putting a youngster on. He only put him on in one game, I think it was. And I think that was Ipswich, I think. He's too shit scared. He's too shit scared that he'll do something. Because you got Nwaneri that was doing something. You got Skele that is doing something. Who's to say that a striker that he brings in from the youth wouldn't do something? The guy is shit scared. I'm telling you right now. I told you guys already. Now, during all that, with this guy feeding his ego, what we had to suffer now was another London club with success. You got Crystal Palace with the FA Cup. You got now Spurs with the Europa League. 2 years ago, you had West Ham. 4 years ago, you had Chelsea conquering Europe. I'm telling you, as long as this guy stays, there's going to be more to come. More clubs are going to be like, oh, well, maybe we'll win something now. Watch. And we'll have to sit back and watch it. This is actually worse than the Wenger days, really. It's actually worse. The Wenger's last 8 years or so, like, this is worse than that now. You know what I mean? This is worse. Big up to Put on the Shades. Big up to DXR. This is just a shambles. All this is a shambles. the situation that we're in. It's sickening. I can't laugh at Man U properly. I can't. It's like a loss of appetite. You look at the food's there, you can't eat it. You're looking at it and you try and take a bite, and your body's just rejecting it. It's just like, I don't even want to. I'm chewing it, but I don't. When it comes to now swallowing it, now I can't do it. That's what it feels like right now. I can only laugh at Man U so much, but I can't. It's like I physically just can't banter him. I just can't because of who beat him. We proper fans that understand the rivalry wanted United to win that. The only silver lining of Spurs winning it, like I said, was if it pushes Super Tex out the door, so be it. But he's still here, so until he's gone, Amorim, Arteta, close cousins. Must be. Great talkers, isn't it? They must be great at wooing the ladies. Must be. But big up. Your name's long. Rio Ferdinand, he needs time. Get ready, United fans. Enjoy our process. Is that what he said? Is that what Ferdinand said? Oh, well, I mean, like Ten Hag kept them up with what he did before he got sacked. Amorim comes in, effectively relegates them, but they're not relegated because, the three teams below were just so shit. Gets to Europa League final. All that big comeback in the semi-finals, all for nothing. Just like us beating Real Madrid 5-1, meant nothing, did it? But what I've heard from these toxic positives is we beat Real Madrid 5-1 though. Like every season we'll beat a team by 5 or something, and it's something to look back on. Watch in 12 months time, there'll be highlights of, oh yeah, on this day, mate, we beat Real Madrid 5-1. Watch. That's how we do. Oh, news on top. Watch last night, watching Spurs and crash it. Top Gunners. And talking that tough talk. He's got to win now. Yeah, there. Then see, now they're out in force saying, oh, Arteta, you got to do it now. He's been having to do it for time. But now you've got fans turning around saying, mate, this is last season now. I heard that for the past 2 years. You know what I mean? I understand fans giving him another season after the 2023 season because that was our first title race under this manager. But at the same time, I knew what the deal was with this guy already at that point. Bros, process ain't going to end. It'll end when this manager decides to walk or the club do the right thing. But but Super Text saying that it's the people upstairs now, was basically shifting all of it onto them. Okay. So when Berta is wanting Gyökeres, if that's true, don't step in away and say, "Oh no, what Benjamin Sesko, mate?" No. You take the back seat. Where do I go from here? Watching every other bit of football other than Arsenal in the Prem next season until Arteta PR stops PRing. Well, the Women's Champions League's on Saturday, I think it is, this Saturday. So I'm going to do a match preview for that. I'll do that tomorrow night. And in fact, I don't even know what channel or what app it comes on, women's football. Well, I don't know if it's Discovery Plus, that's good. Let me just see. Let me see if it Ah, yeah. Yeah. It's going to be on thingy. 4 o'clock. Oh, yeah, that's fine. That's fine. Yeah. So yeah, I'm gonna be doing a watch along for that final. You know what I mean? We might as well watch Arsenal in some sort of final. So I'm gonna do a match preview for that. You know what I mean? Might as well. At this point, I might as well follow the women's Arsenal women's. I might as well. I might as well do both. You know what I mean? I might as well do both at this point. Yeah, that's the player. He's shit scared that he'll do something. He's shit scared that he'll score a brace or some shit. Trust me, he's shit scared. That's why he wants to stay away from using him. You know what I mean? I can see through this guy. Yeah, I can see through this guy. He's shit scared of using the youth because he might do what Nwaneri was doing, and if he does that, he's got a striker on his hands that can be used, and it's somebody that's an out-and-out striker. Let's not forget he had Aubameyang playing wing back, tracking back and all that stuff. That's what he wants his players to do. He don't want somebody to be traditional in their role. That's why he wants Vidatina. It's too traditional for him. This guy is a pagan. Amrin was using the people upstairs excuses last night. Also, shifting the blame. He is a fool. He should be shit scared of not winning a trophy like normal managers. You know when Ange just comes in and just marches in and wins the Europa League? What's the wallpaper in the background? It's sweatsuits and corny hats. I literally asked AI, create a room full of sweatsuits and corny hats, and it gave me that. So I thought I'll use that. He's United's Martin Keown at this point, Rio. So if that's what he's saying, then I didn't want either team to win. I'm able to laugh. After the pub, I laughed all the way home. I found it hard. Would you rather be trophyless or trophyless losing to Spurs? This is a decision not of my making. Scrub Teta. I mean, I think I'd just rather be trophyless than have Spurs be the one that beats me in the final. I ain't gonna lie. You know what I mean? If I'm not gonna win, like can't be them being the ones like, yeah, we beat you in the final kind of thing. You know what I mean? I would have personally sacked Teta halfway through his first full season after losing 8 games in a row. And said sack Ruben. Yeah, I seen say a bit of his thing here. I knew it wouldn't last anyway. I knew it wouldn't last. United fans, I know them too well. I know how they move. I know how they think. I know how they breathe. I can look at one and I can tell you when they're inhaling and exhaling. That's how well I know. I just know how United. It's like a child that you know how your child behaves towards whatever toys you give the child or something. You'll know whether they'll like the toy or not or whatever it is. That's me with United fans. You show them a shiny new toy, I can tell you when they're going to turn on it. Or I can give an estimate because I did say Ruben Amorim outshow 2026. I gave him that long, but he didn't even last a few months, and they were already wanting him gone. All Rance had to look forward to was Arsenal not winning the trophy. That was his season. Yeah. This whole hang on a minute. Let me and I still haven't watched it to this day, to be fair, but he's live League One as well. Where are we? Yep. As you can see there, hold on, let me share my screen. As you can see, this video here, I hadn't watched it, but man had the shades. So he had the shades on from the first leg, and the shades on from the second leg. Like this made his season. You know what I mean? But then man go and lose to Spurs in the final. Pathetic, man. I'm not being, but didn't United perform like prime robotic Arsenal use shit football? Plus, United performed so poorly. Like, where was that smoke? Where? No, not that smoke. Where they had smoke. I said this last night. They had smoke for us in the FA Cup. You see a clip of it? Yeah. I saw a clip on X. His 7-hour stream starts with that. Jesus. I can't blame Rance. The league form and final performance are pathetic. Yeah, like that is not the Man United that we've all known. You know what I mean? That is not the Man United that we've all known, and I knew they won't win it. I can tell when the players were on the pitch, when they walked out, I knew that Spurs had it, had it in them. Big up to Mr. Robo19 TV. Funniest thing is, one, Ruben saying he won't change anything he's doing. 2, Man United starting to hurt for money. Yeah, I mean, I saw something about all the players going up for sale. I don't know if that's true though. It was a screenshot. They were beat by a side that had 0 shots on target and couldn't take it to extra time. I know, like, Spurs didn't do anything. They just defended well, but they didn't do much, and United couldn't, big up to DXR. They couldn't do anything. As this is about PSG, and they got dealt with by a much worse team. They need to be quiet. That's the thing. Like, okay, PSG beaters and 2 legs and everything like that, but fam, like, what would they have done? Them man scraped relegation, fam. But you see, I can't. It's hard for me to take this because it was Spurs that beat him. I wanted United to win because I don't want Spurs to achieve anything, but it is what it is now. Barely anyone likes. Get the likes up, people, man. Justice for the egg, Ten Hag. It was like a proper relegation battle. Well, the Sunday is going to be interesting, isn't it? Big up to Rod. Sunday is going to be interesting. I mean, Sunday is going to be very interesting with what happens. But let me have a 2-bit look at if there's anything I can react to at the moment. The Spurs winning a trophy put pressure on Super Tech.
Won it. They got parades Friday. We're parading around the streets of North London with a European trophy. Does this put serious pressure now on Mikel Arteta for next season? And also, could this in a one crazy way be a good thing? In the pressure now on Arsenal to go out there and make some signings that are going to be brilliant signings to hopefully get us over the line in one of these big competitions.
Now, guys, I haven't seen this video. This is the first time I've seen this. I just randomly got there. But was I not saying this? Was I not saying that the silver lining to Spurs winning the Europa League could be that this might put massive pressure on Super Tets? And it's like, fam, now this is the line's crossed now. Now we have to get serious. Because like I said, if if Spurs winning it does that, I'm taking it. You know what I'm saying? I'm taking it. React to Robbie in DR Sports. I saw the clip of obviously when they did the watch along for the thingy, the final. But I'll check it out in a second. I don't want any new players. Give me a new manager. Yeah, I want a new manager more than anything.
Because we won't be in the Europa League. We're going to be in Champions League. We're going to be contesting the league up against Liverpool, City. All these teams are going to come back. Arsenal needs some big signings. We've seen us being linked to Gyökeres, Rodrigo, all these players. Has now Tottenham winning that, parading that around in front of Arsenal fans, bragging right.
Oh, and that's another thing. Yeah, and I'll think about this today actually when I'm working. If Spurs are smart, they're going to do the parade. If Spurs are smart, they'll focus mainly on their success rather than let's rub it hardcore in Arsenal's face. And the reason why I say that is because if Spurs, what I want Spurs to do is rub it in our faces as much as they can. The club, everything. Because that could put fire in the belly of not only the club, but also the players who are going to be going out there. Because just imagine what the North London derby is going to be like next season. Yeah? Especially if they win that Super Cup as well. Do you not think, if they're smart, they'll plonk it. Let's say when we go there, they'll plonk, just like Villa, when they plonk that Champions League trophy, they'll do the same thing. And I hope they do. Because that might put fire in our bellies. I think the worst thing, and I'm talking about for us, the worst thing for us, Spurs can do, is not rub it in our faces as much as they should. That's the worst thing they can do. Because that's going to give the impression to us that, well, weren't as bad as what we thought. We need it so that it's in our faces and we can't escape it. That's what we need. That's what we need. That's definitely what we need.
Has that put serious pressure on Mikel Arteta and the board to go and do something serious? I'm not even bothering to talk about the Southampton game because I'm dead rubber. I'm on about this.
Not in my opinion. Not in my opinion. What Spurs have done shouldn't affect us. I'll tell you what's hurt me more than Spurs winning that, Liverpool winning the Premier League. That's what should inspire us. That's what should make us go and you know what I mean? Because Liverpool...
It's a double whammy. This is the thing. It's a double whammy. Because we were in a semi-final of the Champions League. Yeah? We could have been in a position right now where it's like, oh, well, we play next Saturday against Inter Milan. We win that. Nobody cares about Spurs winning that now. Then we'll have our parade. Then we've got that to add to our trophy cabinet. That's what could have been. You know what I mean? It's not like we got kicked out of the Champions League early. Like, we got to the semis. Us and Spurs were in the semis at the same time. You see what I'm saying? It was a double whammy. Second to Liverpool, but miles behind. Double whammy.
Overtook us this season, like, you know. So that hurts me more, you know what I mean? Well, them winning the league has hurt me more. Shouldn't be worried about what Spurs have done in a competition.
But listen, it's your neighbours, and they've just gone and won a European trophy, right? I don't think Arsenal fans are going to tolerate some rubbish window.
No,
don't go and buy a strike.
I seen it, Rod. That your friend, how old is your friend? Is he 10 years old or something? Because that's some naive kind of way to go about things. But big up to you, big up YG. How did this shit United team beat us in the FA Cup? Amram is the worst Man United manager I've ever seen. Got them hoovering around relegation. Their club was rotten to the core. shit team with a shit keeper. I mean, when they played us in the FA Cup, they had their second keeper, that Turkish guy. But even still, even if they had Onana, probably still wouldn't have beaten him. I can't believe he's a professional. He's nicking a living, that guy. AFTV, Igal, Dowd, Rory, Tete only have themselves to blame for leading Arsenal in Rudolph's direction. Yeah, it's fans like them that will prolong this because there's too many of them. There's literally too many of them. 4 times quadruple hurts. Newcastle, Liverpool, Tottenham, PSG. Who will win? PSG are winning that Champions League. I mean, it's impossible to be worse than Onana, and my dog will be better in goal. At this point, anything will do. The guy's 50. Jesus Christ. And he's talking like that.
We don't go and get what we need. I think the pressure is on.
Yeah, like, you know,
the pressure is on.
Arsenal have got to win a trophy.
Whoever.
Arsenal have got to win a trophy, not because Spurs have won one down the road and all that. Like, Arsenal have got to win it because we're Arsenal Football Club. It's been too long.
That's
now.
true, but now it's even more in. Well, I think it's ramped up by this.
Well,
I think the window's ramped up because of what's happened, right? Because I just feel like fans are not going to tolerate some substandard window.
No, well,
the thing is, the worrying part as well is, what if? Just what if this starts something for Spurs? What if they then go and win the Super Cup, yeah? And then they win either the EFL Cup, the FA Cup, the Champions League because they're going to be in it, maybe the Premier League. They might just end up in a title race. It'd be scary times if they're getting a title race with us. You think we're going to be able to cope? We couldn't even handle Liverpool. We couldn't even handle Liverpool, and they came out of nowhere. So, if you want my honest opinion, I don't think we're going to win another trophy while Super Tex is here. And I don't know how long he's got left on his contract, but however long he's got left, we're not winning a trophy in that time. I genuinely, I just don't believe that. I just believe that he's just a natural born failure at managerial level. That's honestly what I believe. As long as he's here, we're going to be stagnant in the way we are. We're not going to keep finishing second. It's going to get to a point where we get lower than that, and then lower than that. If he finishes outside top 4 next season, he's definitely gone. He not even he will stay, I don't think. I mean, Wenger finished 5th twice and he dipped. You know what I mean? You think Super Tex is going to handle finishing outside the Champions League place? Nope. The pressure was on before and they still tolerated all the crap windows. Yep. Facts. I mean, the pressure was always on. But now Spurs won something. Now they want to talk about, the pressure's really on now. No, the pressure was always on. They just tolerated crap windows, like you said.
Facts.
When we were turning around saying we need a striker, when we were turning around saying we need to change manager, when we were turning around saying all these things, what was he saying? When Yardman was arguing with him outside the stadium, what was he saying? You be negative. Yeah, look at now. Look at now. Man was chatting about you being negative. Now look. For years I feared Spurs becoming good, things not. I did. I had to prepare myself for this day because I knew it would come. I knew it would come. I said time ago, when it comes to the Champions League, I reckon Spurs will win that before we do. I said that. I said that time ago. I said that before I even started this YouTube channel. I said time ago, I bet Spurs win the Champions League before we do. And looking at how we are in Europe compared to the other London clubs, Chelsea and Tottenham now, The pressure has been on for time. Now that Spurs have won something, all of a sudden the narrative from these top gooners start to come out. Yet when we said it, we were toxic, negative, fake fans. Exactly. He was saying to Yardman, "You be negative. Arteta's a good manager, and I think he'll do it." If he wins the Prem, would you keep him for one more season? No, I think he should leave on a high. I've said I will not keep this guy until he wins. If he wins the Prem, I know he's going to stay. Yeah, unless he decides to call it a day from that for this club. But I said, if he was to win the treble next season, I'll be Arteta in. Yeah. But let's just say he wins a trophy next season. And then for the next 4 seasons after that, he keeps winning trophies. Then I'll be super texting. You know what I mean? When Wenger finished second 3 times on the spin from 1999 to 2001, he made up for it for the next 4 seasons. He won a double in 2002, almost retained that double in 2003, but ended up with just the FA Cup. Won the league title in 2004, and then won the FA Cup in 2005. So in 4 seasons, 4 seasons, that's what, five trophies in 4 seasons. 2 in 2002. If you want to go there, if you want to add shields, then you can do. Yeah. 2 in 2002. And then 3 more in the next 3 seasons. He made up for it. He literally made up for it. I mean, second 3 times in a row, came back, and then he ended that with winning the double. Then almost retained that double. Then went invincible. Then won the FA Cup again. So Super Tets has to replicate something like that. Or if he wins a treble inside a season, inside next season, for example. But if he just wins, like an EFL Cup's not going to cut it. An FA Cup's not going to cut it. A Champions League for me is not going to cut it. A Premier League for me is not going to cut it. That's not worth going 5 years without a trophy for. It's not. I mean, it's not worth going through all that with what happened around us just to get one of them. It's not. You have to give me multiple, fam. And if you're gonna give me one, you follow it up by giving me some more. As I said, the stakes have risen. The stakes have risen. They are getting ready to flip the narratives and co-opt their anti-Teta sentiment just in case he does go south next season. That's Don Maltese and Voldemort telling me here. Let me just listen to what more they say.
They want to see some serious business by Arsenal to know that we mean business next season.
I'll ask you the question: If it weren't a great win down Spurs ain't one, you'd still be peeved?
I'd still be peeved, but I think I'd be even more peeved now because I'm like, yo, now the pressure's on.
More.
You know, you're really going to be getting grief off of Tottenham fans this summer and blah blah. You know, I want to see Arsenal.
Looking forward to Hong Kong.
We played Tottenham in Hong Kong. All right,
they could be super. No, they won't be, will they? Like, you know,
they bring the trophy with them as well.
They bring the trophy with them, like, you know what I mean? Like, you know,
yeah, I'll put some flowers in it.
Champions of Europe, you know, and we are. They'll be singing, like, you know what I mean?
They will be. It's a
like,
second tier competition. Remember, that's Google it. It'll tell you.
And they got the super.
The Marth is second tier competition. So what if he wins all domestic cups, loses a Prem with the same points, but by goal difference, and loses on the Champions League final? So that means if he wins the EFL Cup and the FA Cup, again, if let's put it this way. If you have been mentally tortured for 5 years and somebody says, I'll give you £20,000 because I was culprit in mentally torturing you for 5 years, would £20,000 cut it? Or would you think to yourself, I went through all this torture mentally? Sorry, the compensation's higher than that. Because I'd want more than 20 grand, personally. I want money that's going to have me very comfortable. You know what I mean? Like, he has to go on a winning spree. I'm telling you, he has to go on a winning spree. You know what I mean? Did his settings? He offered Cassie 2 million. Might know they accept it. Must win the league. It's all about the league for me. I want them all. By the way, I've seen Mont saying that he's seen Arsenal fans not acknowledging Liverpool league titles because they were not in the Premier League era, which I doubt it's real because most Arsenal league title. Well, are the fans trying to say because it's not called the Premier League, then basically Liverpool only have 2 Premier Leagues and then we have 3 kind of thing. Now, I've seen some trying to do that, but what we have to remember is we don't like it when United do that to us. So it's a bit disingenuous for us to do that to Liverpool. You know what I mean? I get people bantering them about it, but when the smoke clears and you have to get serious, it's like, fam, you know. If Teta won this Europa League, you never hear the end of it from these artextuals. But because it was someone else, it's instantly dismissed. Yep, I've seen it on Twitter. They're talking about, it's just like Leeds United winning championship, mate. They're trying to disrespect it. These are the same man that were crying in Baku, fam. You know what I mean? Like, these men are walking confusion, walking contradictions. Try and down talk the Europa League. We were begging Emery to win it for us so we can get into the Champions League. You know what I mean? The league and a domestic cup. The league is a must next season. Those raid bitches feed YouTubers, not gonna lie. I'm sorry, I think it was 10 million. I can't remember what it was. It was something like that. Cassia Ho, she knows what she was doing, man. It's another case of I'm old now. He doesn't have much use for me. Now I'm saying that he did all this to me, and obviously we saw what he did, like the domestic, the DV and stuff like that. But fam, you were still texting him after that. I mean, when you hear these stories about these gal with these rich men talking about he did X, Y, and Z to me. 2-2s now. You find out that I was still seeing him after all that. Fuck out of here. I throw that fucking story out. You know what I mean? Someone came into the... If someone came into the... If I was whatever, right? And they said, oh, well, this person did this to me. And this person did that. And then you instead of trying to put them in jail, you're trying to get compensation from them. And it turns out, after the person that apparently did all these things to you, you were still going back to the person. I'm throwing your story out of the window, fam. Get the fuck out of here. And let me carry on with trying to get actual victims out there that don't want to be around the person that did what they did. Who's Cassie? It's someone, she's a singer, well, was a singer that was with Diddy. She was Diddy's I'd say side piece. If you Google her, Google Cassie and Diddy, you know. Hold on. After the Champions League and League, the UAL is the biggest trophy in club football. It is. I don't know why people disrespect. And the thing is, people disrespect the conference as well. I know the conference is new, and yeah, it's given more teams a chance to try and win in Europe and everything like that. But you know, the European competitions technically are better than, you know, the domestic ones. The domestic ones is domestic. The European ones is like, you know, if I win, I'm champions of Europe. You know what I mean? It's usually how it goes. It's usually how it goes, really. Like, if you miss out on the league title but you win a European trophy, that makes up for it, really. It almost pretty much makes up for it. Almost. Obviously, you'd be good and everything like that, but it will soften the blow significantly. The rebuttal to that is Arsenal couldn't win when they were in Tin Pot competition. Exactly. Top winners are shook all the prospects of Spurs winning Super Coppa. That's the major trophy, not like the Europa second tier. No big club aims for that. Dickhead Madrid buying all you. Yep. Real Madrid have a UEFA Cup to their name. You know what I mean? You put Real Madrid in Europa League now, they'll go and try and win it. You know what I mean? They'll go try and win it. Don't be surprised if Spurs win the Super Cup. Yeah. I mean, I personally think I think PSG are going to win the Champions League, and I personally think they'll win the Super Cup. But at least they're in it. At least they're in it at this point, because they still could win it. You know what I mean? Stockholm syndrome is real, though. But you can't be going back to somebody that's done all this stuff to you. I'm sorry, and then later on try and say, oh well, the person did X, Y, and Z. I'm sorry. I can't rock with that. I hope Ange stays because the quality of Spurs will actually show in the Champions League. Yeah, it's going to be interesting. Cassie's a woman who made her decisions and then found shame or poverty threshold. Yeah, it's going to be interesting how Spurs are in the Champions League, to be fair. You know what I mean? Who's to say Ange doesn't put everything in that? You never know. They might get relegated and win the Champions League. As I said months ago, I've always said it, Arsenal fans are lucky that Spurs are shit. Now, look.
The cup to come.
But if they win that, imagine that. They could do. It's a cup competition, could win it. But to me, right, I think the pressure's on. They cannot go this summer now, and I want to see a top-tier striker.
I think like this Gyökeres one is sort of like...
Well, I'm not going to play the entirety of that video, but yeah, man's talking about now is a must. It was always a must, but we were told we would be negative, fam. I mean, right. Upstairs FC. That's where it is. Upstairs FC. It's the people upstairs now. So Robbie's talking about Ange's.
Can we talk about Ruben Amorim?
Oh.
Manchester United fans in the chat. I want to hear from you guys in the chat. Can we talk about this fraud, Ruben Amorim?
He's a fraud.
He's a fraud type.
It's his first season.
It's a fraud. If this guy,
It's a first season.
if Ruben Amorim was managing any other club, right? Listen,
Whoa.
you know what? He's United.
Is Ty actually sticking up for him? Ty's been going on off and on lately. And Ty been calling everyone frauds left, right, and centre, calling other clubs frauds and stuff. The same Ty that thinks that Arsenal are a bigger club than Man United. The same Ty that thinks he can still banter with Newcastle fans just because Newcastle went 70 years without a trophy. Never mind that Newcastle had just won one. Jesus. I won't be surprised. Began fulfilling second-year trophy prophecy. They will strengthen the window too. Well, they've got more chance of strengthening the window because, you know, people say you attract better players in the Champions League. They'll have more money to spend and everything like that. We'll see where they go from there. Dortmund is German Spurs, so if they can make the Champions League final, don't count Spurs out. I'm telling you, they'll win it. They'll win it before we do. I'm telling you, they'll win it before we do. You know what I mean? Don't be shocked if we meet them in the Champions League. You know what I mean? The quality of the Champions League this year, I don't know if they'll make it past the knockout stages of the Champions League, but who knows? They've been to a final more recently than us. I think Spurs will be all right, in all fairness. New husband stand out of the courtroom. Clearly, he was in dark about. Oh dear. Tired of it. I know man was calling everyone frauds and stuff left, right, and centre, but then he said, "Oh, it's his first season." Wolves manager doing a remarkable job. Arteta not a fraud. Ruben only half a season. I know. You see how that works. Arteta's done all this, but you won't call him a fraud. You see how that works. Ty wants United to fail. He knows what he's doing. Ty is smarter than how he acts. Let's listen to some more of it.
United fans. Now I'm going to deal with them now, right?
Yeah, deal with them properly.
These United fans, right?
Yeah.
They've been getting on and saying, "Oh, he's been, Mikel Arteta's been in 5 years
And
he
he's won
ain't
FA
done
Cup.
nothing. You know, if he was at any other club, he'd be sacked." You tell me, United fans, if this fraud, Ruben Amorim, is coming, right? You've won 3. I think I saw something. They've taken 9 points in the Premier League since January.
Go.
Since the start of this year.
Go, Robert.
You've now lost. You've now lost to a Tottenham Hotspur team in a final that lost 21 games this season.
That's mad.
A 4th from bottom. This guy is worse than Eric Ten Hag.
It's worse.
He's worse than Ollie.
Paul Jew was good for Bradford.
The same 10 had that won 2 trophies. So what's that? So what's Super Tets then? So Super Tets ain't no fraud. All right.
He's worse.
I'm with
Don't
him.
listen. Forget about Sporting, what he did at Sporting, because you know what? He's left Sporting and they still won the league.
Yeah.
This guy is a fraud.
Get him out. Or actually,
This
keep
guy
him
is.
in.
Keep him.
Keep him.
He's
Big up Yorkshire. Why does finishing second feel so bad this year? Because we've done it for the 3rd year on a spin and won nothing for it. If we'd have won a cup or 2, it wouldn't be as bad. We've got nothing for it. Like literally, what's been happening for the past 3 seasons now that we've been finishing second. When you look at what's happened around us, it literally dwarfs how second place is viewed. Because finishing second, it sounds good to some people, but when you actually deep it, 2023, we finished second. What happened? What did the rest of the league do? Well, Man United won the EFL Cup, City won the FA Cup, and also won the Champions League as well as the league title. Yeah. Last season, we finished second. What did the rest of the league do? Man United won the FA Cup, Manchester City won the league title, Liverpool won the EFL Cup. Yeah. This season, we finished second again. What did the teams around us do? Well, Liverpool won the league title, Newcastle won the EFL Cup, Crystal Palace won the FA Cup, Spurs won the Europa League. You know what I mean? So shit's happening around us. But because we finished second, that's good enough for certain fans. You know what I mean? We're finishing second with nothing. Second with nothing, but teams around us are winning stuff. You know what I mean? It's raining outside. For fuck's sake. That's why finishing second is so bad. It's sickening. At least task consistent only his first year, patient and as always. Yeah, but yeah, he'd be patient forever. I'll be kicking Man United while they're down to make himself feel better. Shameless Robert. Yeah, you know, we've had to watch Spurs conquer Europe, and then in that this is getting his rocks off by saying all this now. You know what I mean,
Worse than Ten Hag.
Yeah, lifetime.
He's
contract,
worse
please.
than Ten Hag. You United fans, man. I'm on you lot now. I'm on you lot now.
And you know what is as well?
I'm sorry. Am I lying?
No,
I've
you're
got
not.
This, how
They've
many?
just lost to
Wait a minute,
Tottenham,
Laurie.
mate.
Wait.
They've just lost to Tottenham.
They have
His
lost.
first game. First
Is it
season.
Just
seven-
lost to Tottenham.
Am I right? It's 17 games United have lost this season, right? And I think when he came in, how many have they lost? 6, 7?
Mm,
He's a fraud.
mm. Well, I don't know.
Tottenham.
It's his first season. I think it's very difficult. in
He's
the
a
first season.
fraud.
exactly.
It's his first
To
season.
me, the way Tottenham
First season.
Mm.
Alex,
Is it?
the way Tottenham won this
Oh,
game
wow.
today, you know, like when you get back in the day, you saw like cup ties and finals where you'd get like the second division.
Yeah.
Back in the old days, second division,
Mm.
and they just somehow Ipswich did it to Arsenal many years ago. Remember that, where they just get a goal and then just defend and.
No, Birmingham.
No, I
Well,
remember Ipswich did it back in the day. as
You talk
well.
about
But
the
anyway,
FA
that was in the long 80s or whatever it was.
Yeah, but
70s.
it don't matter, Laurie. It's a final. So
I know
it's
that. And
in a final, that's what.
And speaking of Ipswich, they have more European pedigree than us. Well, they have a Europa League to the name. How about beyond our club and manager with this energy? How is this Luton fan has high standards for everyone else besides his own club? Yep. I pointed this out, didn't I? When it came to England, he wanted Southgate gone after the Euros final last year. Didn't make sense, that. Why did you want... He wanted him gone because he couldn't get over the line. Yet he's justified time and time again why Super Tex should stay. He doesn't have the same standards for this club. He's paid. You see, the thing is, for all we know, he might be Super Tex out, but he just can't say it because of his business. That might be that. It could be that. It's a small possibility, but it benefits him really to not be in the realm of get Super Tex out, because I don't think they would be able to even walk into that stadium. If, you know, let's just imagine AFTV, you know, because obviously we know Robbie, it's his channel. Let's just say they were big Super Tex out. You think they'd let him in the stadium with the influence they have? No. You know what I mean? It's in their best interest to be for him. You think next season, if we fail again, you think they're going to be saying he needs to leave? They ain't going to say that. You see how he's quick to say it for... You know what? Fuck this. Let me find it. I'm going to find it. Was it? I think it was on the Air Sports when... Where's the let me see. Right, heartbreak. Don't play them all. Just want the match reaction. Ah, yeah, here we go.
It's happened again, isn't it? We've got to a final and we haven't brought it home. It's not coming home. We're coming home. The fans. What can I say?
absolutely gutted. There's a lot of England fans in there absolutely on the floor. The euphoria within
Now, I've actually reacted to this already on my channel. I just thought I'd play it here, you know, just to remind you.
the fans when we got that equalising goal, when Cole Palmer came on and scored that goal. Brilliant goal. The euphoria, I mean, it was unreal. Unreal. But then, this is what football does to you. You can go from there right down to there in not very long. And that's exactly what happened. Spain getting the winner and Spain winning and Spain the European champions. And let's be completely honest there, they deserve it. They deserve it. They've been the best team throughout the tournament. They beat.
As you can see, my comments down here, I've only just noticed it. Hang on. How is Southgate not the one for being a two-time runner-up, but Arteta is? See?
Beat Germany. They beat France. They were on the hard side of the group. They had to do it their absolute hard way. They've beaten us. If you do that in a tournament, you are. And I thought today, nothing really early. It's away, is this? And then the manager, Gareth Southgate, made some good substitution. He brought off Harry Kane, who was a real passenger in the game. I mean, he's got to be injured. I mean, he was so poor. It was unreal. Took him off, brought on Ollie Watkins, then took off Mainu, brought on Cole Palmer, and it worked an absolute treat. You could see immediately after that the dynamism, can't even get the word right, of the team. And then what a moment, think to yourself, yes, leave. Still knocking on the door. They were getting, and they win the game. England fans there, and it's like, yo, here's the thing though, for me. I look at the players that England have got. I look at the players that Spain have got. We've got as good players as they've got. They've got some great players. I mean, I think Rodri, who got the player of the tournament, I think this guy should get the Ballon d'Or, Rodri. He's been absolutely amazing. But we've got great players in our team in that style. Why can't we play like that? When he took over, we were at absolute. Southgate has done brilliantly to get England to where we are.
Now, listen to how he talks about Gareth Southgate and just replace Southgate with super text. Just replace the names. And you'll find that he should know that when it comes to Arsenal, the same should apply, that we should make the change. Just have a listen.
When he took over, we were at absolute shambles. Let's not forget that. An absolute shambles. And he rebuilt this team. He brought in young players. He gave them their chance. And you can see the players, they absolutely love him. And they will die for him. And he's got to 2 finals now. He's got to semi-finals. He's got to quarterfinals. He's made England a serious player again, a serious team in competitions. However, football's a ruthless game. He's got to 2 finals now, and he's lost both of them, to Italy, to Spain. Personally, I do feel it's time now for a change. I think.
See that? It's time for a change. 2 Euro finals was enough for this guy. Doesn't hold Arsenal to that same standard.
If he'd have won today, I would have said keep him till the World Cup, you know, because he would have earned it. He would have deserved it. But I feel now, after the defeat tonight in the final, and he's done well to get us to this final. I know we was on the easier side of the group. I know we were expected to beat those teams. But listen, there's a lot of teams that were expected to beat teams and they didn't get to the final. So I personally believe that it's time now to make a change. To go out there and get a manager who's going to get us playing in that sort of way in which I see Spain playing, which is exciting, dynamic, utilising the absolutely brilliant talent we have in players like Bellingham, Saka, Rice, you know, Watkins. And there's a load of players coming up underneath them as well that are really, really talented. I mean, it still baffled me how comes we just seem to have one wing throughout this tournament. You know, we had the right-hand side with Saka and Walker, but nothing on that left-hand side. Bellingham was playing over there, but he's not going to, do what you saw Yamal and Nico Williams doing. So that baffled me, that we didn't change that throughout the tournament. And this is why, for me personally, he's done brilliantly to get us where we are. And we've got to thank him for what he's done. But I do feel it's time now to make a change. It's time now for a new manager to come in. Who's going to play good attacking football. Who's going to take what he's got, what Gareth Southgate.
So, you heard that, guys. How many next seasons does Teta have? As long as he finishes in the Champions League places, particularly second, it's never ending. It's never ending. It's like, if we get 95 points next season and still don't win the league, let's say we don't win the league by either 1 point or on goal difference. So we get 95 points. And the team that wins it either gets 95 points with a better goal difference or they get 96 points. Does anybody think that these toxic positives that said, oh, we have to do something next season, if he finishes 95 points with no trophies, you think they're really going to turn around and say, yeah, he has to go now? Really? If he gets 95 points, the maximum points we've ever got is 90. Yeah? So if we get more points, if we exceed the points the Invincibles got and still don't win the league, do you think these guys are going to live to their word? You think they're going to be by their word? Or do you think they're going to turn around and go, oh no, but he got 95 points, mate. He got more than Invincibles, mate. He can get us over the line. Tanya, the goalpost will be moved again. And then the next excuse, the next excuse will be, oh, you got 95 points. So then when the season after comes now, if he finishes second again with no trophies, and let's just say we were in it, two bitter players got injured, the team that was marginally behind us crawled it back, and then by the time the injured players came back, we were fighting toe-to-toe, but then the team wins it by 4 points. Again, do you think they're going to turn around and say, oh, no, he has to leave now? No, they're not. They'll move the goalpost again. They'll keep moving it, and they're going to keep doing it. So, to answer your question, he's got infinity next seasons as long as he nearly wins the league at least and finishes second. Because they're going to get sucked in by, well, if he's finishing second, he isn't far off winning it. But what they don't realize is they're in a hamster wheel. He's never going to win it. The second place is that's just where he can go. He's not destined to win it, clearly. But they'll still believe, oh, no, he can do it. Telling you, Leeds United have got more chance of winning the Premier League than we do. And they've just come up. I don't get how the obsession started. I mean, he used to be a player for us. I think it's from there. And when you say his last name, you know, it's AI, isn't it? You know what I mean? Like with Wenger, people thought that he owned Arsenal because of his name. You know what I mean? It's a huge PR. That's what it is. He's a nearly manager, and that's fine. He can leave now. Robbie making big corn of Arsenal was. To be featured on AFTV, you need to be able to move the goalposts. That's the job requirement. Well, you know, these men certainly know how to shift that goalpost. Because in the Wenger days, you know, it got to a point where man were demanding that he leaves. I'm not seeing that as much as such with AFTV when it comes to Super Tets. You get Yardman on there, yeah, and you get Ryan on there. but otherwise, it's not as prevalent because they're getting sucked in by the second place finish. You know what I mean? As I said before, I will take lower league, lower places, finishing in the lower places in the league if I win some trophies all day, any day. When we finished 8th and won that FA Cup in 2020, I almost forgot that we finished so low. Didn't matter. I don't care. I don't care. You know what I mean? People support certain clubs because of how many trophies they won. You know what I mean? I want us to be stacking up trophies. Imagine if we had 10 more EFL Cups than what we have now. We only have 2. Imagine if we had 10 more, if we'd have won 10 more of those, yeah, we'd be on about 60 trophies. You know what I mean? We have 13 league titles, 14 FA Cups, 2 European Cups, yeah? I think about 17 Community Shields and 2 EFL Cups. 2 EFL Cups. Imagine 10 more of them. We'd be practically 60 trophies. That's what we'd be on. Man United and Liverpool are on like 70 or something. Super Tex will be sacked next season, December. I'm backing that he's not going to last next season because the performance that you're seeing from us now, that's going to carry on into next season. I'm not getting fooled by the transfer window that we're going to get the players that we need because he's still going to be the manager. That's the problem. He is still going to be the manager. That's why I say I will take a new manager. Let's just say we get a new manager in and we sign another forward, but it's not necessarily an out-and-out striker, but we get a new manager. I'll take that. I'll take that. I want a new manager more than I want a striker. I don't want this guy here. He's nothing but detrimental to Arsenal Football Club. And him being here, other teams are going to start stacking their trophies while we're stagnant. I can't have that. It is. I was good when we signed him as a player. Oh, Jesus. Can never fill Wenger's shoes. Spending up to $1 billion with no ROI, Kroenkes will act, in my opinion, out of ego, being taken for a decade. I just think that if it's clear, if we're not in the title race by December, I think they'll get rid of him. I think it will be about a point where it's like, fam, we just watched Spurs win the Europa League last season, potentially won the Super Cup. Fam, we can't have this. He can't fill George Graham's shoes. Nobody's been able to fill his shoes, really. Last manager to win is a European Blue Trophy. You know what I mean? But anyways, I'm going to leave it here for tonight. I'll be back tomorrow night for the match preview for the Arsenal Women's Champions League final. Yeah, we haven't. Oh, yeah, and I saw a tweet today that was heartbreaking, yeah? Before I go, we'll finish off with this. Arsenal haven't won a trophy that's not been called the FA Cup for over 2 decades. Just over 2 decades. I want you to let that sink in. We have not won a trophy for about 2 decades that has not been called the FA. Shambles. Absolute shambles. But yeah. Anyways, big up to all you that in fact, you all deserve a Don DeMarco for being in here, to be fair.
Don DeMarco.
I wish I could give Don DeMarcos to this team, but they're just not good enough. They're just not good enough. I wish I'd went to Highbury. I never went to Highbury. I wish I'd have went. But anyways, yeah. I'll see you guys tomorrow night if you will join me for the match preview for the Women's Champions League final, because you know we need to have something to look forward to. League title, thought it would have taken it back to 94, 93. Glory days. Anyways, like the stream, share, comment, subscribe, and let's support this team in the beat Hull in the FA Cup final. Cazorla's goal set me off, man. I knew when he scored that we were going to win that. But yeah, anyways, big up to all of you, and I'll see you in the match preview tomorrow for the Women's Champions League final, because at least we've got something to look forward to now. Anyways, big up. Peace out.
And if anyone wants to have a come at me,
come and find me. I'm in the car park now.
Because I'm a black belt in karate.
Stop the cap.
Come and have a pop.
I don't think you have the facilities for that, big man.